I would like to call on stage Giuseppina Violante, Vice President EMEA Portfolio and Business Growth Luxury Coty Italia. And we're going to watch a short video. Can you please take your seats in the meanwhile? Thank you. And welcome. Can you please show the video? Is it Lancaster or Lancaster? I think it is. Anyway, one of the main brands of Coty. We have several brands, and we chose one which is in line with the holiday mood, summertime mood. As we all know, Coty comes from emerging, and it has undergone many changes in the last years, as many competitors. And now you have a new CEO. He started 1 year ago, right? Yes. And can we start talking about the changes that the new CEO has made to the group? We were talking about traditional family-run businesses, and this is also the case of Coty. But then the group evolved, and we're still undergoing a phase of evolution. Our new CEO is a little bit of a Serena Williams of the beauty sector, so we feel very strong now. And the new CEO is a veteran in the beauty sector, and so she has a significant background. And the previous CEOs did not start their career in beauty. They had a more technical approach. Our CEO has a background in science, and then her career continued in marketing. So she gave new impulse, fresh input to Lancaster and other brands, and she's bringing about a cultural transformation. She's a very contemporary CEO. We were talking about the things that the pandemic has changed, and one of the things we realized is the importance of people working with you, and this is a very strong drive towards diversity and inclusion and the value it creates in the creation and marketing of products. Our new CEO is very focused on this aspect. She is changing our organization. Now we have a leadership which is predominantly composed of women. This is something which really permeates the culture of the company. Just an example of a small thing which will tell you everything about what we're doing. We have the opportunity to choose the preferred pronoun, she, he, or they. So this is a small thing, but it brings about inclusion. And this approach based on inclusiveness allows us to understand consumers and to represent their diversity. So we can, in a way, mirror the evolution of society, consumers, and their behaviors. Now, you've given us some examples. Can you tell us more about how this approach has impacted your business? Now, well, the shares have tripled their values, so the stock exchange is also giving positive signals. But also, R&D has changed. There's a world of R&D, a whole universe of R&D in the beauty sector, which is also impacted by inclusion in the choice of, for example, promoters, celebrities promoting our products, and people promoting our products. People need an authentic approach, and we're choosing talents representing our brands, which mirror this new approach based on authenticity. And so, as you were saying, there's an evolution now. Bella has got out of the group. What is the perimeter, the scope of action of the new Coty as far as EMEA is concerned and in general? As you were saying before, we focused on the two historical core businesses of Coty, the luxury fragrances and the consumer beauty, which is focused on cosmetics and makeup. This is a strength of Coty, but also a weakness because we have a strong imbalance towards one category. So for the next 10 years, we're looking to find a new balance in the categories we have in our portfolio and rebalance the geographical areas we work in. I am the person responsible of EMEA, which is the first region we deal with, but for example, we're still challengers on the Asian markets for the competition, and this is one of our goals for the next year. Like you say, fish where the fishes are, because you need to look for customers where they are. You should not wait for customers to come to you. So these are our goals. You were talking about a balance. So you're talking about widening your offer, your supplies, skincare, fragrances, and so on and so forth. Well, these are corporate secrets, let's say. But what I can say is we have the privilege to work with fashion partners. Can you tell us some names, please? Well, Gucci, Burberry, which is an English brand, but Riccardo Tisci is the Italian CEO of this company. These are brands who have the strength of the mega brand with an accessible supply, but a very strong ambition. So they have a brand equity which is extremely strong and the potential to extend their action on categories which are beyond the fragrances. That's fragrances, our very original category. So we started from the expansion of Gucci makeup, which is a very selective category. For example, in Asia, people go crazy for Gucci lipsticks. This has a great potential. And there are other projects. There's one topic that we only talked about marginally today. So there's a so-called skinification of makeup products. There's a technological innovation which enriches the product. And so, for example, makeup is not only about shades and colors, but also on the effect it has on my skin. This is something the market is really open to, so especially in Asian markets. So in Asia, your action will be based on large brands leveraging on your sales, right? Yes, and brands are particularly significant in these geographical areas, especially in the Middle East, for example, which is a place where Italianness, also Frenchness, but Italianness is an added value. Roberto Cavalli, Gucci, they're very strong brands in the Middle East. These are also Coty brands. Let's talk about e-commerce, because we talked about it a lot this morning. Do you have your own e-commerce or do you outsource e-commerce? We have our own e-commerce only on the Kim and Kylie brands. Kim and Kylie are our two main influencers and personalities for the brand. Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner, of course. They're part of the family. We've got a special bond with the Jenner and Kardashian family. And then we've got partnerships with retailers, and we outsource e-commerce to them. And how do you see the future here? Now, taking into consideration the geographical area I work with, you see that the far north you go, and the more e-commerce is widespread. For example, in the UK, you got 50%, a share of 50% for e-commerce there. Italy is a country where e-commerce has doubled its share, but it has still a very low penetration. Maybe this is also due to a digital divide, which is still strong in Italy, but I believe that anyway, consumers, the so-called Latinos consumers, Italian and Spanish consumers, need the physical relationship with the products, with the retail point, which is sort of a ritual. They're a little bit more rational, maybe, a little bit more practical in the north. They need something, they order it on internet, while we need relationships, we need physical contact. Now, talking about the proximity trade, the local trade, this is also true in the beauty sector, not only in the food sector, for example. This leads the sector to rethink, and I'm talking about both great groups and retailers, to rethink such trends. In the Asian world, for example, they like the contactless experience with no cash, a high degree of digitalization. I don't think we'll ever get there, but we are undergoing a transformation of the relationship that you establish in the retail shop, but human interaction will remain absolutely significant. Now, you mentioned the Latinos markets, and I would like to ask you a question on the changes that you're seeing on the Italian markets and from your multi-country point of view. Italy is a country which, as far as its size is concerned, is quite small, but it plays an important role of as far as trend setting is concerned. There's an Italianness in certain brands such as Gucci, Bottega Veneta, and I think Italy can still be a sort of research lab from the point of view of the products, of creativity, because in the beauty sector there's a scientific side, but also a creative and communication side, which is very important. And I think that Italy still has an important role to play. It can become a real lab for research and development. You do a lot of licensing. Lancaster is one of your brands, and this is an asset for you. Are you going to bet a lot on this or not? Well, Isu's vision is to attract a lot of brands. Now we have macro regional brands with brands like Hugo Boss, which is a power all over the EMEA region. Our goal is to develop these brands at the global level and find within our portfolio those brands which will allow us to acquire new geographical areas and regions. One of these brands is Lancaster, which is a European brand with a good market share, for example, in China. Lancaster is very well known for skincare with a very important technological approach. And we're carrying out projects which are specific for China. So we would like to develop brands and franchise on a dimension which is significant for a diverse set of geographical areas. Now, one last question. Are you going to focus on licensed brands or on company assets with brands like Lancaster? Well, as you know, and as we've seen before, we're working and experimenting new models of business. We were talking about this a few days ago. For example, personality life brands, for example, Kyle and Kim, which are vital because today they intercept the main trends in customer behavior, and we must focus on them. What's their specific feature? They are created around a community sharing values, beliefs, specificities, and they are animated by these personalities which embody these values. And so this is a sharing mode, a sort of identity. And this is vital because this way you can intercept the taste of consumers. And this trend, which is fed by social networks, will inform all the beauty sector in the next decades, I think. And all multinationals, including us, must take this into consideration. We were talking about social listening and big data, and this is what big data are for. Before, we used to do some market research and decide maybe for yellow or red for the next season. Now we must understand the value underlying the choices the consumer makes. And we mentioned before the trends that will influence the industry very strongly. For example, sustainability, where we play a role with the Landstech project for recycling and the circular economy project with the recycling with the CO2 emission, which become ethanol for fragrances. So this notion of sustainability, recycling, resources saving. Other two topics are inclusiveness and accessibility, which are vital, and the personality-led brand embody these values very well. As for accessibility is concerned, we're not only talking about products being cheap, we're talking about a wider notion. We were talking about a local level marketing. Imagine you're a girl who lives on the mountains of China or in a small village in the Apennines here in Italy, and you want a lipstick by Gucci. Accessibility is making this product available to her. It's not repurchase at a cheaper price. It is based on the experience of purchase that e-commerce provides you. And then inclusiveness, which is not only about skin tones for people of African descent, people of Asian descent being able to buy a product. Being inclusive means thinking about products for individual consumers or groups of consumers whose needs, beliefs and specificities are different from ours, and we include them into our notion of beauty, which is not univocal, which is not stereotyped, but it's a beauty which allows to express all the beauty of a diverse world. So this is the challenge that we must be up to, and consumers are waiting for us to this regard. Thank you. Thank you very much.